What is going on, guys? It's your boy Moto MMA here, aka Jason Boss, bringing you another video. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I hope to just continue to keep this going, guys. Let's try to get that number up to 300 if we can, man. So please continue to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so very much for that. And now on to the video. All right, guys. So we got Daniel Cormier versus Jake Paul. Now, do I think this fight is going to happen? No. Matter of fact, for the most part, both of them pretty much said no. DC challenged Jake Paul to an MMA fight. Jake Paul came out and challenged DC to a boxing match. I think Jake Paul's challenge came out first, and then DC's kind of came out after. Because I believe Jake Paul's came out shortly after the whole Ben Askren thing. Where he, I guess, didn't like some of DC's comments towards the whole entire thing. I don't know what DC said that maybe offended him. Other than, you know, I think he kind of dissed Jake's personality a little bit. But most people diss Jake's personality just a little bit. I mean, just to be honest, you know what I mean? He just is one of those people that has those kind of personalities where he's either liked or loved. He really didn't get to too many diss, but whatever it was, Jake saw the opportunity to kind of like, you know, put DC's name out there. DC responded and basically said the next time he saw Jake, he was going to slap him in the face. Well, at UFC 261, I'm gonna give you guys this whole backstory, guys. At UFC 261, Jake Paul was in the crowd. DC heard about it. DC took a second to break away from the commentary to go over to where Jake Paul is at. Did he slap Jake Paul in the face? No. Would he slap Jake Paul in the face? I mean, I don't think DC's by far scared of Jake Paul at all. I think he was at work that night. He knew ESPN would definitely frown on it. And DC definitely does love his job. But however, DC did, you know, he confronted Jake Paul. He had his fingers in Jake Paul's face. He was the one yelling at Jake Paul. And then the next day, he came to the Ariel Helwani show. And that's where he made his initial call out of Jake Paul. He said that he was not interested in fighting Jake Paul in boxing whatsoever because he wanted to hurt Jake Paul. And he felt like if they got into the cage, it would be his perfect opportunity to actually really hurt Jake Paul. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. DC is very financially secure. So he said the money meant nothing to him in boxing. And I totally get that. A lot of people say, well, you know, money. You know, even Jake Paul, when he was defending why DC should, he just kept saying money. But if you're a smart fighter and you know how to put your money up, you know how to get into businesses, you can make money, guys. I know people are saying, well, you know, these MMA guys aren't making the money that boxers make. But to be honest, not every boxer is making great money either. And that's just the honest truth. There are the few boxers that are the highlighted names that are making more money. It's what you do with your money that counts. You know what I'm saying? We're not hearing DC and them say, well, I got to have the $1 million cars and the $1 million houses, and I got to have the tons and tons of women. You know what I mean? DC's taking his money and he's putting it in other places and other businesses and other things. And he's got himself a respectable spot on ESPN. You know, I will always say, you know, the rich want to get richer, guys. I'm not pitying these guys, to be honest, when it comes to money, man. Be a regular person. Be me, man. I mean, I'm a guy that goes to mechanic school, interns at a mechanic shop, and has a job, you know what I mean? So, be me. Be a regular person. I wish I could make what you're making. They're making salaries that a guy that went to college for 8 and 10 years, doctors and lawyers and all that kind of stuff, they're making that in a night, let alone what they totally make in a year. So there's no reason they're not really that broke. Just like I said, the rich want to get richer. But whatever. DC was not enticed by the money at all. Jake Paul was not enticed by the money that he could potentially make in MMA. I know people say he would make more in boxing, but I can guarantee you, if Jake Paul jumps in anybody's cage, he's going to make a crap ton of money there too. they're going to make sure that he does make the money, because who wouldn't want to break that event opener or the news or whatever like that, would have that. They would love it. You know what I mean? It would be a big thing. Jake would make his money. You know what I'm saying? But Jake said that, he felt like he was a boxer. And DC has a lot of striking training. You know what I mean? DC's a good striker. So he feels like, hey, I'm a striker. You're a striker. Why can't you meet me in the middle and come to my sport? Again, like I said, DC is a man that is just very honorable, and I love that about him. DC is a martial artist, and he said he will always be a martial artist. He will never, ever, ever do anything else but. And I think that's the way any of these UFC guys should be. I will never, ever give anybody the chance, even a small chance. And if that's what DC feels like Jake has a small chance, because everybody has a puncher's chance, I will never even give you that. If you want to beat me, you're going to have to beat me in a fight, in what I know, and that's a real life fight. And that's just not something Jake wants to do. Of course, Jake said, well, that's not fair, whatever. All I've ever fought was real fighters. And again, I question that a little bit, because let's face it, Nate Robinson was not a boxer at all. I know Nate claimed that he said he had some boxing experience or whatever. Well, I don't know what Nate's boxing experience was. It must have been like Tybo at his local YMCA, because I ain't seen no boxing experience of no sort come out of Nate Robinson. I don't know. Maybe he thought when he was dribbling the ball that, stimulated the punches or something. I don't know. But no. Ben Askren, yes, had some striking skills and had been in there with strikers, so I can give him a little bit more on Ben Askren. But however, Ben Askren was known specifically for wrestling. So I would definitely say, Jake, hey, to a certain extent, you try to pick a fight that you think you can, win or lopsided too, then in that case. You know what I'm saying? Just like the pot calling the kettle black, brother. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did hear that he does have a potential boxer that he might be fighting. Tyson Fury's, I want to say brother it is. I don't remember his name. Tyson Fury's brother, who I've heard that has boxed a lot, that has had a lot of boxing training. If you guys know his actual name, please put that in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Now, I would definitely respect Jake if he took this fight, because that guy doesn't have a big name in boxing, okay? But, you know what I mean? You could say, okay, Jake's not afraid to get out there and kind of mix it up with boxers. He's not looking for the handicap that he doesn't like it when other people try to look for. You know what I mean? So I would definitely love to see that. I would have a lot of respect for Jake if he finally did break it into an actual boxer, even if it's a boxer without a big name, just to kind of see him box somebody without a big name, but has potential, like, good skills. And I believe this guy, if he's Tyson Fury's brother, he probably has access to Tyson Fury's trainers and Tyson Fury's people. He's probably a decent boxer, you know what I mean? Even if he hasn't, made that big name for himself yet. Now, Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. I gotta give it to Logan, guys. Logan, is not seen as the best boxer compared to the brothers, right? I mean, he's kind of seen as the one that's not as good or as coordinated, whatever have you. But I beg to differ. I think Logan's fought a lot more fair fights. When he fought KSI, they were basically at the same level both times they fought. They had basically started training near about the same amount of time. So it was a very fair and even fight. And now for his next fight, he is actually taking a fight where, in essence, it looks like he's taking the handicap himself, because he's fighting the greatest boxer in history, which is going to be on June 6th in Miami, Florida, when he's going to be boxing Floyd Mayweather. So I got to give it to Logan, man. This is quite the event that he's taking on, and it's to the point where nobody really thinks he's going to win. I can't say that I think he's going to win. I know he has a puncher's chance. But mad respect to him for really coming in there and boxing a boxing legend. You know what I mean? I don't know what the world will do if he was to actually beat Floyd Mayweather. He would shock the world. You know, I know he's bigger. I know he is taller. He appears to be stronger. But Floyd Mayweather is just, he's strong himself. He's experienced himself. He's good at sticking and moving. He's not going to make this into a gritty, grimy boxing match. He's not going to go into a gritty, grimy like venue like a Triller or something like that. It's going to be something that is pleasing to Floyd Mayweather as well. So it's going to be legit boxing and legit rules and legit, you know what I mean, scenario or situation. We won't see Snoop Dogg on this one commentating, guys. I'm guessing. Sorry. Nobody will be smoking weed during the event. Just is what it is. So, you know, I got to give it to Logan on that. You know what I mean? Logan is just kind of coming more correct. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see how this boxing match will go. Do I think Logan Paul's going to win? No. Do I think Jake Paul will end up fighting Tyson Fury's brother? No. It'll shock me if he does. And guys, again, like I say, I got to put a little respect on this man's name, Jake's name. He did beat Ben, you know what I mean? And I will tell you this, Jake Paul. You will probably never watch my videos. You probably don't know who I am. But if you take that fight with Tyson Fury's brother, I will have so much more respect for you, because then I can really say that you're actually not afraid to fight a fight that isn't handicapped in some kind of way, or that you feel is handicapped in some kind of way. Because let's face it, Jake Paul does feel like he has some advantage over these MMA guys by boxing them versus boxing a boxer. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're really not scared to really get in there, box a boxer, man. Alright, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm going to probably drop this video tomorrow morning. Just because I got to do all the editing and stuff. And I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for everyone that has subscribed to my channel. Please continue to comment. Share this with somebody. You know, help me continue to get my name out there. I've just enjoyed the journey, man. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Have a good night. Peace.